Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are fit and fine and healthy at home. Yes, I'm sure you all are. Well, students, are you surprised to hear me in this way? So don't be. As you all know, my dear students, our world is facing a very difficult situation nowadays because of the deadly and dangerous coronavirus. So we all are locked down in our home and we cannot go out of our house. We cannot go to school. You all cannot come to school. But as you all know, studies should go on. You cannot stop studies, whatever the situation may be. So I am here, your Polami ma'am, to guide you and teach you about computer. Today, I shall be starting with chapter 1, which is early calculating devices. So without further delay, let's get started. Before starting the chapter, let us go back to our history a little bit and know what history has to say us about the early calculating devices. One of the earliest and most important skills that humans developed was counting. As quantities increased and the need to compare and interpret these quantities increased, people also changed the different types of devices according to their needs. The history of calculating devices is a long one with many important stages of development. From counting on your fingers and toes to the use of enormous mechanical computers, there is a wide variety of calculating devices. Actually, we can distinguish the calculating devices into two parts. First part, we can keep the early calculating devices, and the second part we can keep the modern calculating devices. So first we shall start with the early calculating devices, which includes, as you can see, I've written the stones, sticks and the fingers. Second came the abacus. Next one was Napier's bones. The next one was Pascaline. Then came Jacquard's loom. After that came analytical engine, which is very important invention in the history of computers. And last but not the least, the Hollerith's census machine. Students, in this picture, you can see the four different devices used by early men for counting. See, the first one is foot. People used foot for counting. Then they used sticks also for counting. Even they used pebbles for counting. And last but not the least, the bones. Early man used bones also for counting. In the previous picture, you saw some devices that early man used for counting, like stones, like sticks, like foot, and also bones. But in this picture, you see one particular device is there which is used by not even the early man but still it is also being used by us for counting, which are our fingers. Even today we use fingers for counting at times, but using finger is difficult to count more than the number of fingers, isn't it? Because a man has only 10 fingers and 10 toes. So how can someone count beyond that? It seems that this limitation of counting with fingers made him to construct different types of counting devices. As you can see in this picture, it is an abacus. which is the first counting device made by man. This was innovative and a very useful counting device which was invented by the people. The abacus is a manual aid for calculating that consists of beads or discs that can be moved up and down or side by side on a series of sticks or strings within a usually wooden frame that you can see, and you can see over there the beads, blue, red, yellow, green, all the beads that are used for calculating with the help of abacus. How it is done? It is done by moving appropriate beads. One could do addition and subtraction and represent various numbers. So we can do addition as well as subtraction with the help of this abacus. It was developed, which you would be surprised to know, in 3500 BC. Can you just imagine? It was developed in 3500 BC. Isn't it great? Now we shall know about few great men who contributed immensely in the world of science, and they are known for their great inventions. This picture, as you can see, is of John Napier, who is also known as Marvelous Merchiston. He was from Merchiston and was a Scottish landowner. He was also a great mathematician, physicist, and an astronomer. In 1617, shortly before his death, Napier discovered a mathematical method for performing multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. This method is based on Arab mathematics. This method is known as Napier's bones. And as you can see in this picture, the picture of Napier's bones is given, which was discovered by John Napier. This is the picture of Blaise Pascal, who was a French mathematician, physicist, and a religious philosopher who laid the foundation of modern theory of probabilities. Mathematician Blaise Pascal was born on June 1623, and in 1640s he invented a machine called Pascaline, which was called the early calculator. The first mechanical calculator, which was invented by Blaise Pascal in 1641, as I said before, is seen in this picture. It consisted of a rectangular box with 8 movable wheels. You can see the 8 movable wheels over there, and it was capable of performing addition and subtraction. And the name given to it was Pascaline. This is a picture of Joseph Mary Charles Jacquard, and he was a French weaver and merchant. He was not a scientist. As you can see, he played an important role in the development of the earlier programmable loom, which in turn played an important role in the development of other programmable machines, such as an early version of digital computer compiler used by IBM to develop the modern day computer. Isn't it interesting? J. M. Jacquard invented a powerful loom in 1801. It was a machine that weaved complex fabric design. It was the first machine that used punched cards. Each card contained the same number of rows and columns. These punch cards control the weaving, enabling an ordinary workman to produce the most beautiful patterns in the style previously done with patience, skill, and hard work. Charles Babbage was an English mathematician, philosopher, inventor, and a mechanical engineer. He originated the concept of digital programmable computer, and thus he is also called the father of computers. In 1830, English mathematician Charles Babbage proposed a stream-driven calculating machine. He called it the difference engine. It could compute tables of numbers like logarithm and navigation tables, which children you would not know now. These are harder form of mathematics which you would know when you would go to senior classes. But for now, you know, he developed all these things. He was the first to compute, conceptualize and design a fully programmable mechanical computer. Later, he developed another machine that he called the analytical engine. Herman Hollerith was an American businessman, inventor, and a statistician who developed an electromechanical tabulating machine for punch cards to assist or to help to summarize information and later in accounting. His machine was called Hollerith's census machine. This is the picture of the census machine which was developed by Herman Hollerith, and it was based on punch cards. He was a founder of also the tabulating machine company that later merged to become IBM. So children, have you seen the video nicely and understood all the points that I have discussed? Now what is your work? Your work is to jot down all the important points that I have discussed in this video, which will be helpful in solving the worksheet that I will be sharing soon. So I hope you have understood and liked the video, and please wait for the next session of the video in which I shall be discussing about the different generations of computers and about the modern machines and their inventors. So keep watching and stay tuned and be fit and healthy. Don't go out of the house. Stay at home and keep studying. Bye bye.